Hello, welcome to Let's Cook at Home with your optical artist, Lyric Jones. In this video, I am going to finally show you all something to do with your pulp after you juice. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to make a sloppy joe, and I'm using turkey, ground turkey. I have it cooking right now, and I juice 2 bags of baby carrots, and this is the pulp that I have left, and I'm going to add that to the turkey and make the sloppy joe. This is not a long video. This is not a long meal to cook. Once you the longest part is browning your meat. And we're going to add our ingredients in, and we're going to give it a taste. All right, and you're going to know not to just throw your pulp in the trash. Okay, so this is just one thing that I do with it. All right, I have others. I'll be back. All right, so we have the turkey browning up. So far, the only seasoning that I've added in here has been a little bit of cayenne pepper. I haven't added anything else. So I'm just going to break this up, and I browned it in coconut oil. Let me turn on the light. Okay, is that a little better? It gets a little dark in here. I like the house dark, but when I do videos, I have to remember to get enough lights in here. Okay, so now that we have our ground turkey, I broke it up, we can go ahead and add in our pulp. And we're going to stir that up. Now I have substituted shredded carrots to substitute in the place of meat. So if I was making I think I used it for burritos, tacos, nachos. I don't know if I ever did a sloppy joe with sliced carrots. I might have. I have to look in the archives and see what we got in there. I might have, but I thought this would be perfect. Okay, so we're going to add in a little bit of liquid smoke, just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way with liquid smoke. And we're going to get out of stuff. Right, we're going to sprinkle in a little garlic pepper. Powdered garlic. And we're going to get out of stuff. That liquid smoke is a game changer, I tell you what. Now I'm going to add in a can of cut diced tomatoes. And we're going to get out of stuff. Okay, then I have some yellow bell peppers. I had them in the freezer, so that if they look a little limp to you, that's why. They were in the freezer. I took them out so they could thaw out a little bit. I thought I had some green ones in there, but I did not. I got yellow, orange, and red, but I didn't have any green, and that was what I really had. When I think of sloppy joe, I always think of green peppers, and that may be because that's how I grew up eating it, was with green peppers. We didn't have all this variety of colors. This is a very quick and easy meal to make. You all know sloppy joe is quick, but it's very versatile. So just by changing the ingredients, you can change the whole taste and texture. So when people say sloppy joe, most people's brain channels to the way they grew up having it. You know, but I tell people when they ask me, what you cooking today, Lyric? And I say something real simple, you know, and they be like, I'm cool, you know, and I'm thinking, man, you don't even know. I take the simple and mundane and turn up. So you don't ever turn down nothing that I say I cook. At least taste it. Because it's not going to be what you thought it was going to taste like. That's an old memory that you have, that if you ran across me, you probably need a reset. Okay? Now I'm going to add in a little red wine vinegar. Okay? And then I'm going to throw in some ground and shelled hemp seeds. Why? Because I like to healthy it up a little bit more. It's what I do. Alright, and let me add in a little salt. I got an onion over here I forgot to cut up. Let me chop this onion up and I'll be back, okay? Let me do that real quick. Alright. Y'all, I messed up. I sat down to do the edit, and when I did, somehow I deleted the next scene. So once I said, let me go cut this onion and I'll be back, the scene after that, I don't even know how it happened. I don't remember, because my camera, you have to deliberately push delete. So I don't know what I did. I'm going to blame myself, okay? I'm not going to blame technology, even though it could have been the culprit, but I'm going to blame myself. That's something I did. I deleted that section. So what I'm going to do, I started to go to the store, which I did. I went to the store and I was going to rebuy all the ingredients and redo it just to give you that ending. But then I decided, no I don't. A lot of y'all don't even make comments or give me likes. I mean, I appreciate the people that I have. I really do, but I put forth a lot of energy to do these videos, and I'm like, you know what? They probably won't even notice it anyway. Okay? I'm going to do this disclaimer here and let you know what happened so you don't think that you flipped out and your brain glitched or something. Okay? Like, did I miss something? No, it was deleted. Okay? So we're just going to go ahead and go to the taste part. Alright? So I just wanted to tell you that because I do love y'all. But I do know, I can look and see that, you know, y'all, I ain't always getting all the love and stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and just move on to the taste part, okay? Alright. Alright. So, it's time to give it a little taste. I warmed up some onion buns, and I'm just going to eat these open. In here, I made a little topper for it, and it's yogurt, dill weed, and some green onions. and you just stir this up. And I use yogurt a lot in place of other items. So instead of sour cream, I'll use yogurt. Sometimes instead of ice cream, I'll use yogurt, because yogurt, plain yogurt, is very easy to flavor. It can go either way. You can have it sweet or you can have it savory, and that's why I like it. So let's say I make one of my little cakes. If you've all seen the videos where I make the little cakes from the Pulp, and I said that I was going to use yogurt because I like to dip the little cake in here. But I just add some maple syrup, or I add some agave, either or, whichever one I grab first. And it just gives it a little, gives the yogurt a little sweet. And like I said, you'll forget about the ice cream. I do. Okay, I don't know how strong your sugar tooth is. All right, so let me be quiet. I don't know. Your sweet tooth may be strong out here. So I'm gonna be quiet. All I know is just a little sweet in yogurt works for me. Okay, so that's what I made that. So let's give me some room for this lid. So I'll let it cool off. And I also want to say, I know sometimes, and I know I used to do it too, I would add a little brown sugar to my sloppy joe. But I want to say I intentionally did not do it because of the carrots. And the carrots have a natural sweet to them. So even though it's the Pulp, if I ran this through the juicer again, it still would squeeze out some more juice. So just because it's the Pulp, don't think that it doesn't have any nutrients left in it. It really does. So I just wanted to make sure I said that. Okay. So I added in my cilantro. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Spread this back out even, because I like it that way. I like it even. Okay, we're going to even that out. And then, go ahead and just add a little bit. See, this is grown-up stuff right here, okay? Your kids, they don't care nothing about this. They'll probably like it with the brown sugar and be done with it. But, you know, we grown-ups now. We got to turn up just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Just turn up a little bit. We want to stick your pinky finger out just a little bit. All right? And let's give it a taste. That's delicious. It's delicious. If you don't like cilantro, you can use parsley. You can chop up a little kale. Just something to give yourself a little greenery, okay? And I also like it because it gives it some color. Other than that just bland one color. The onions, like I said, I didn't have any more green peppers. But I like the contrast of the colors. This is about to get real sloppy, so I'm going to stop right there, okay? I'm going to get with it though. But I don't want it all over me because it's going to be a little mess. But I just wanted to show you all that you do not have to throw your Pulp in the trash. I use my Pulp in brownie mix. I use my Pulp in cake mixes. just depending on what did I juice. Okay? So, waste not, want not. Stretch it out. Get your money's worth. Okay? That's all I got to say. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Make sure you give me a like. Comment if you want. Share the video. And I'll see you, or you'll see me, next time. Alright? Keep the lyric in your heart. Bye-bye.